Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Adrian. I'm going to give you another update about FriendlyRB. It's probably going to be the last one until the event, so it's going to be a little bit lengthy. We're going to talk about why, where, when, the lineup, and all the activities. One of the questions that usually pop up when we talk about Friendly or other events, people ask why, and the why is very important. And the reasons are a few, and probably they apply to most events. But let me tell you why you should come to Friendly and what we are trying to do a little bit more of. So the first thing that we want to enable, the most important thing, is the networking aspect. So this is where you're going to meet your community. This is where you're going to connect to your community. This is where you're going to meet your peers. If you're building a product, this is where you can meet your potential customers, where you can meet potential mentors. If you're building an open source repository, an open source product, you're going to, again, meet your potential users. If you're fostering a community, you are going to meet your community members here. So this is the networking that you cannot do on Twitter, you cannot do on Blue Sky, you cannot do on the socials. That has its own thing, but meeting in person, that's a totally different thing, and it makes the whole difference. For me, for my career, for my product, that made a whole difference when I started going to these things. So if you're doing something like that, definitely check out FriendlyRB. Another thing is learning. You're going to see through our lineup and through our talks that we try to go a little bit around Ruby as well. It's not going to be all Ruby talk, all deep tech talk. We are going to talk about SaaS, about customers, about product development, marketing, and some other things around this whole thing, because I know that you're doing these kinds of things. I know, and we know that the Ruby community, the Rails community, we focus on more than just coding. So this is what we're trying to do with our boutique conference. And the third thing, come in and relax. You're going to enjoy an amazing, beautiful city. Bucharest was named the little Paris in the past. You can enjoy if you're staying for the third day. I'm going to talk all about that. You're going to enjoy the mountainside, the beautiful castle, a food festival, and everything you need. It's a nice, let's call it 3 or 4 or 5 days vacation, no matter how much you want to do, where not only you'll learn and connect with your peers, but you're going to be in a nice, beautiful place. We have amazing food, amazing coffee, cheap, it's everything. Life is pretty affordable here. So definitely a nice getaway from your day-to-day life. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about the speakers and the lineup, because this is the thing that we are trying to put focus on every year. We're trying to have a memorable lineup, a very unique lineup, diverse. We're trying to have different topics, again, around this Ruby subject. And I think, again, this year we did pretty well. So first of all, Michelle Hanson, she's a co-founder of Geocodio and author of Deploy Empathy. If you're doing any kind of work, maybe in your SaaS or a different startup where you're talking to different stakeholders like customers or product owners or different stakeholders, and you need to do interviews and things like that, you should have read Deploy Empathy. It's an amazing book where Michelle talks about different techniques that you can do to get more information from it. It's an amazing book, and she's going to have a similar talk for Friendly as well. And if you need that kind of guidance, Michelle is going to be with us for the full 3 days. So pick her brain about everything, because she loves talking about all of that stuff. Next up, Andrew Culver. Who doesn't know Andrew Culver? He's the ClickFunnels Chief Product Officer and Chief of Staff, but most importantly, he's the author of Bullet Train, and he's going to talk a little bit about a pattern he used in Bullet Train called action models. And if you ever use Bullet Train, you're going to be, a little bit about this, but it's a very nice pattern which you can use in other places as well. So I'm looking forward to his talk as well. Jonathan Markwell. I met him at this SaaS conference, at Andrew Culver's conference, and he has so much knowledge about marketing and dev-related marketing and a little bit of sales and not only Ruby, but some other things around. So he's very valuable to talk to as well. Irina Nazarova, again, like a superstar, evil Martian CEO. She always had amazing talks, and she always gave us like a tiny glimpse of the work she's doing in San Francisco with Ruby and Rails based startups. Vitor Motogna, he's the head of web development at Wolfpack Digital from Romania, and he's going to talk about building performant software through the lens of playing Counter-Strike, which was very popular in Romania back in the day. Michael Koper, he's the founder of Nusi and the Rails developer, and he's going to talk about starting your own SaaS. I believe this is his first conference talk or first-ish, and he's an amazing guy, has a lot of knowledge about how to navigate, having a job, having a family, moving to a foreign country, and also running a freaking SaaS. So it's great to have him around. Carmen Huidobro, you know her from her co-hosting, activities at Yuruko and so many other conferences, and her talks about developer relations, educator, like all of that, again, around this whole developer DevRel, thing, Okura Masafumi, he's the chief organizer of Kaigi on Rails, and he's going to talk to us about why Ruby doesn't have Boolean classes. I'm actually quite curious about that because I wanted to use them at some point. So his talk is very well, welcomed here. Obie Fernandez, definitely Obie. Maybe more recently from all his AI, work. That he did as an independent and at Shopify, and he's going to talk about the whole Ruby AI tech landscape that we have right now. So, we have Ruby LLM, OpenAI Gem, we have active agents, we have so many gems, so many ways of building, and he's going to talk about how to put this all together and how to work with them. Next up is Nicolas Erlichman. He's the CTO of GoGrow. He's coming from far, far away from Uruguay, and he's going to talk about polytable inheritance. So that's polymorphic, STI, delegated types, probably a little bit more of a delegated types. But again, if you have ever mucked around with those and didn't know which one to use, Nicolas is your guy. Abio, CTO of Metrifox, I first heard her speak at Helvetic.rb. She talked about Raptors. I didn't know much about them. Now I do a little bit more. So she's going to talk about abstractions, if they're good, if they're bad, if we should use them or not. This is going to be a very good general tech talk. Yadu Duski is going to talk probably in the same area. He's going to talk about back to simplicity, about DDD, and some other patterns and abstractions. He's the Wrocław RB co-organizer, so a really great guy to hang out at the after party as well. And last but not least, Andre Arco. He's the Ruby Gems core team, and his talk really caught our eye. So he's going to talk about Rails on SQLite, exciting new ways to cause outages. And I think it's important to have this conversation because we've been receiving a lot of solid gems and talking about SQLite and running our own thing. But I think there are some fog of war areas which aren't quite covered. And I think his talk is going to be very, very nice. This is the big-ish lineup, final-ish list. We are still talking with a few speakers to see if we can make that happen. We are going to have another in-event talk surprise thingy, so definitely come check it out. What else? We have a few more activities. Yes, brew your own coffee corner. Luciani is a coffee buff, so definitely listen to watch his video, because he's going to talk a little bit more about it. But it's basically bring your own coffee press. I don't know that much about coffee, so he's going to tell you more. But bring your own coffee gear, and you can do it at Friendly and trade with other people as well. SuperRails Hackspace. So Yaro has been doing this at past events where he's speaking to people who watch his tutorials, who are following him about different problems in Hotwire, SaaS, podcasting space, and he wants to do this a little bit more official this time. So he's gonna have this Hackspace booth where you can go and talk to him about Ruby and Rails and Hotwire and SaaS related things. In a similar fashion, we're going to have the Avo Dev Booth. Some people don't know exactly what Avo does, and Paul is going to be there. So he's going to do a demo or two about what it does. And if you have any issues with it, if you hit any roadblocks, if you're curious about how we do our open source, how we do our deployment and release process, and how we do our maybe marketing and everything like that, like automations, Paul is your guy to be there to help you through this Avo lens. We're going to have the Friday trip. So this, in case you've never been or you never heard, what happens is on the 12th, on Friday, on the last day, we get on a train. We go for 2 hours to the mountains. We visit a castle. We're going to have, I'm 99% sure, we're going to have a food festival in exactly that weekend. So we're going to have amazing local food. Maybe we'll go up the mountain. We'll see. And then in the evening, we're going to get back on the train and going to be back in Bucharest. So it's a full day activity where, again, you can connect with your peers in a totally different environment. So after the 2 days of conferencing, having this day is just, a gem. It's just amazing. So many people told us that it's, one of the best. Well, it was one of the best parts of the conference. I want to talk a little bit about the sponsors. Sponsors, but it's actually partners. And we're very lucky because we are sponsored by the community. We are sponsored by companies which are very present and very outspoken and help the community a lot. So I want to thank ClickFunnels. I want to thank Typesense. I'm going to talk about the story of Typesense and the founder Bosco and everything else on the stage at Friendly. I want to thank Buzzsprout and AppSignal for being so involved in the community and helping so many events out through their sponsorships. And I want to thank BitZesty as well for their contribution. Every little bit helps to put on an event that is at a larger, I don't want to say larger scale, but at a larger level of polish. And we still have a few sponsor slots, but most importantly, the after party sponsor slot. This is something we still have available. So if you want to be on everybody's lips, on mugs and everything else, definitely talk to us about that. It's a relatively easy way to do that. I want to thank the organizers as well, Avo, Short Ruby, and CBU Web Meetup. We sometimes put in money, but sometimes the most important thing, we put in the hours. We do these updates. We talk to the vendors, to everybody, to make sure that everything is going to be just perfect on that day. And sometimes after the event as well, but that's a different talk. So thank the organizer. I want to thank our community partners as well, and our Ruby Triathlon fellow conferences. This is something that the tradition that started in 2023. We went to we were 9 of us, which went to all 3 conferences in 3 weeks. It was Yuruko, FriendlyRB, and Rails World. That happened in 2023, happened in 2024, and it is going to happen in 2025 as well. With Rails World, Friendly, and Yuruko. So if you want to hang out for 3 weeks with your peers, this is an amazing thing to do. What else? Quickly, I want to talk about our incredible venue. It's an independent theater with very plushy seats. If you've been there, with amazing lighting, amazing sounds, and a nice stage. And of course, a nice club lounge area where we can just evacuate and do our own community things. So it's right in the city center, everything we need. Tickets still available. Early bird sold out. We have general and supporter. The supporters get our unconditional gratitude, but also some special swag. So it's swag that only speakers get, and we don't sell it. Nobody's gonna ever have access to it. Only the supporters. So for the tiny amount of money, you're gonna get something special out of it. VAT of 19% is applied to all ticket types. It's gonna increase to 21%, because of politics in the next probably week or so. So if you want to get them a little bit cheaper, now is the time to do it. Whew, yes. Okay, we're good. That's about it. That's the full update. It's probably been about 20 minutes of me talking, and I'm going to stop doing that. I just want to say that me, Alex, Stefan, and Jakob, and Lucian, yes, all of us, all of the 5 of us, are really looking forward to hosting you, to seeing you in Bucharest, and to hosting you this year. And we want to have another memorable event happening where people will create those connections that you cannot do anyone else. So looking forward to seeing you in Bucharest in September 10 to 12. Have a nice week. See ya.